Nigel, morning. Has any of the hurt from Saturday subsided?
Yeah, fractionally, but it's going to be there, I think, for quite some time. And the huge disappointment that we all felt, going into the game with a lot of optimism and hope, and it all sort of dissipated within 15 minutes spell in the first half. It feels like an almighty, I think there's a phrase used, kick in the that. There's a reason. It's not just a phrase, there's a reason that people say it, because it hurts like hell when it happens. You curl up, you bent double, and then just gradually, the pain goes away a little bit. But the memory is always there of that kick and the overwhelming feeling that we've let everybody down. That stays.
What do you take away from the day and the game?
Not a lot from the day in the game. We'll look at our preparation and everything. We'll talk to the players. Could we have done anything differently? It's one of those games where it didn't happen for us. I thought second half when we changed and we actually had, I think, more possession than them. And if Oates' goal goes in, we had a couple of skirmishes. You never know. But it's almost an impossible task. 2-0 with 10 men at Wembley. I think what we have to take more is over the course of the season. We fell at the final hurdle that one game. And then even just a 15-minute spell in that one game. But we have to take what we've done since sort of October. Won as many games as most teams. I think there's only 5 teams in the country who won more than us. So we take all the positives from that. We finished 7 points off the top of the league. 7 points, that's all from winning the league. And that's with a run where we didn't win for 14 games. So we know we're pretty close. We know we're not far away. So it's now a matter of really just putting that behind us and going again. We have no choice. We start the season in less than 9 weeks. We need a few players in. So that starts straight away. Pre-season plans are pretty much in place, although we'll put it back a couple of days to give the lads a little bit more rest, to allow for the disappointment, for them to try and get over that. But we have physically and mentally, we have to get over it, and we've got to be ready in less than 9 weeks.
Is, at this moment in time, at the top of your agenda, the retained list?
Yeah, it's just getting the squad in place. But we know it's not as if we need, I think Port Vale brought in, 26 players over the course of the 2 windows. We don't need that sort of surgery. We've got, I think we've got 13 or 14 outfield. We don't talk about outfield in place at the moment. So we need sort of 4 or 5 to add to that. But they'll have to be good ones in order to improve the squad. We know the areas that we need to improve in. I think the experience that we have has been vital in us getting us through the bad spell and getting us to where we got to. And Ollie Hawkins made a very, very poor decision getting sent off on Saturday, but you can't remember. He was probably man of the match in the 2 games against Northampton. He was outstanding in both games. And, he made one rash decision and we're punished for it. So we're happy with the majority of the squad. Just need to tweak it a little bit. We've got to certainly look at the goalkeeping situation. We'd love to keep Nathan Bishop, so we've already instigated a discussion with Man U about that. Ideally, I think they want him to go in the league above. But if it's a lower League One club, we're hoping to be 5 or 6 places, below them. He knows us. I think he enjoys working with Seamus. That has got to be one of the major attractions for him. He's working with one of the best goalkeeping coaches and most experienced goalkeeping coaches in the country. Now, he's just played 52 games for us, I think, which is more than he's played in his career. Do the same again next season and you'll improve again.
Most of your players are under contract, but when might we see the retained list in its totality?
That'll be this week. We've got a couple of conversations to have. The good news is that Jordan Bowery and James Perch are very close to agreeing new deals. I think in principle they've been agreed. But obviously everybody's been so busy in the last week or so, especially Diane, who's had everything on her plate. So we'll get cracking on those this week, but they're agreed in principle.
Goalkeeping department aside, which area do you feel needs most strengthening?
I think it's one in each, definitely, depending on who sort of stays and who goes. But I think we only need one defender. We're happy with our defensive options at the moment, a couple of midfielders and a couple of attackers, maybe one attacker outright and one who just plays off a little bit. That will be the aim. If we can get 5 in those areas, then we'll be happy.
You touched upon it earlier, Nigel, but how do you take stock on the season now the curtain has finally come down?
Well, it was just completely overshadowed by Saturday at the moment, but we will. I think when everybody slightly gets over it and we think, I'll tell you what, it's been a hell of a season. It has been. The highs and the lows have been out of proportion, I think, of even by footballing standards. But the highs of what we've done since October, only losing, 6 league games, getting to Wembley. And it's not just that, it's the manner, I think, in which we did it as well. Having the 13 or 14 wins at home out of 16. It's absolutely remarkable. And we want to build on that. We have to build on it and go again. And that'll be the main message to the players when they come back. Come on, we had a bad 15 minutes, Let's make sure that we're ready for, July the 30th? Ready for the season to start. It's a week earlier than we should be. Again, we're having something imposed on us because of a World Cup in Qatar that will not affect us one bit. But we're having to start a week early because of a World Cup. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Despite us not being able to jump over the final hurdle, do you still take heart from the fact that this club is in a very good state at this moment in time? We've spoke about it often this season, but we do head into next term with solid foundations. You look at the training ground here, you look at the progress you've made with the players on the pitch, off the field activities. You hear the supporters on Saturday, despite being 2-0 down, with dreams dashed and hopes fading at that time. A raucous support of you and your players for a really good long period at Wembley. Everything is in place here, it seems, for a potential successful season next term.
That's the aim, another successful season, and to try and go that one step further. I think everybody, what you've got to do is you've got to, as soon as you can, put that behind us, which we're trying, which is why we're back in on Monday morning starting work again. And then it renews you, it re-energises you in a way. And it makes you even more determined to say, right, come on, we want to do this next year. And I think the players, after a day or two, will want to get back at it as soon as possible to say, right, we're going to put this, right. We've been so close. Let's get over that. Let's try and get in the top 3. Everything we can to get in the top 3. If we go to the playoffs again, we do. But I think everything we can to make that top 3. We were so close in the end to achieving that 3rd spot. In, say, even 7 points off top of the league. That's how close the league was. We're not talking about, how are we going to make up 16 points or 15 points or something like that. We're talking a couple of wins from automatic promotion. So we know we can achieve that. But it's down everybody, staff especially, to make sure when the players come back in, that's the message for them.
Is there time, therefore, for a pre-season trip? Earlier in the season, you mentioned, later in the season, should I say, you mentioned we might be going to Scotland.
Yes, we booked Scotland for a few days. We tried to book it for, I think, second week in July or something, and then we found out that the Open was on at St Andrews, which just sums up our 150th Open. So we're going the week before, and we're just having a few days at the university up there. No games at that early stage, so just training and doing some of the work that we would do down here locally normally. Up there, I think it would be important to get everybody away. It's always good to integrate new players and everything. So, we'll be looking forward to that. And I think then we come back and play Retford for our first pre-season game, similar to last season, on Saturday the 9th, I think it is.
Final message, Nigel, from you as the manager to the whole club, the staff, the board, players, everybody associated with Mansfield Town.
What a brilliant effort this season by everybody. Brilliant effort. We fell at that final hurdle, as you said, but we're so close. We're so close. So let's build on what we've done in the last 18 months as a club, as a team. That's on the field, off the field, because that's the only chance you've got. Winning football games and getting promoted and things like that is so difficult. It really is. And the best chance you've got is, as we've got at the moment, everybody together. And we need that going into next season more than ever.
Thanks as ever.
Thank you.